takes courage to get you outside of the box. It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to win. People don't talk about people that don't win. If you win, they're going to talk about you. Do you have the courage?
Hey guys, it's been a long time coming, but finally everything is starting to fall into place. Bitcoin is struggling to recover, and so are most of the cryptos. But what we all need to remember is that there's a lot that drives a crypto's price up. And in this case, having a solid team and support from the community is enough to push any crypto to the top. My prediction, when Ethereum merge happens, we expect the altcoin season to start. That means altcoins will take over the crypto world, and I'm optimistic XRP will be the leader of them all. Stick around as I show you why I think so. As always, welcome to Moneyside, your favorite crypto channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get updates when we drop new videos. And don't forget to like, share, you can always leave a comment in the section below. XRP still holding its 6th spot despite the market-wide crash and the current lawsuit. Here's some exciting information from Stuart Alderati, where he tweets about what the Wall Street Journal says. The SEC isn't used to losing cases, since defendants often settle to avoid the expense and hassle of litigation. Credit to this defendant for fighting back. True, the SEC isn't used to losing, but this time around they should understand that the XRP army is not your regular crypto community. The XRP army will go to the depths of hell for this crypto and come back victorious still. And that's the difference between us and the rest of the crypto world. What's more, we are not the only ones fighting the good fight. Brad Garlinghouse also believes we could win, and that's a fact. Brad says that they had the option to settle separately, and they could do that and put all this behind them. But Garlinghouse and Chris Larson are both confident that they are right and that they will continue to fight this court case aggressively. See, that's a crypto CEO, someone who doesn't shift his stance when he faces an obstacle. Truth be told, today, if Brad and Chris came up with a new crypto, I'd still be behind it. That's how much I also believe in their objectives and mission. Take a look at XRP. If it were not for the SEC, this crypto was well on its way to making a real significant impact on the crypto market. In this video, Garlinghouse talks a lot about the future of XRP. He talks about only the cryptos that offer real value in the world will remain. He also talks about the SEC's delays, and we've seen that happen several times. Brad also says that he doesn't believe their company is not regulated. Actually, Garlinghouse has been in close contact with the government throughout this journey. Anyway, we will all need to admit that this case has a lot of underlying stories that we clearly don't know about. And it's about time the SEC comes clean and says what its main objective is all about. As we now proceed to the next part of today's video, we have this tweet from XRP Captain, and it talks about Brad Garlinghouse being a member of the World Economic Forum. XRP Captain suggests that Brad is sitting with him, which makes no sense when people say that they won't use XRP. He poses a question to his followers, asking which other crypto CEO is a board member at the World Economic Forum. Well, as we all know, it's none other than just Brad Garlinghouse. And I will tell you what Brad Garlinghouse has always said: follow the bridge as all roads lead to the bridge asset XRP. That said, I want us to explore a bit what's been going on with CBDCs. We have a tweet from Perry XR Parker. He talks about how the train has already left the station. He mentions that CBDCs, SWIFT, XRP, and the XRP ledger are all happening right in front of our eyes. XRP is soon going to be the standard. We better hop on the ride and get ready to enjoy it. As Swift said, different systems and different CBDCs will need to be able to work together efficiently, or it will hamper the ability of businesses and consumers to make frictionless cross-border payments using CBDCs. Just to remind everyone, don't forget that CBDCs will eventually run on the XRP ledger in the Ripple network. Another interesting tweet is this one. It's from Lena P. Jones. It talks about how Brad Garlinghouse reveals he visited the SEC 4 or 5 times in the years leading up to the lawsuit and stated that there is no justification for why XRP should be legally categorized as a security. Better days are ahead. Something that he pointed out is that the overwhelming majority of people working within the crypto industry are good actors that want to do right by regulators. But when the rules of the road aren't clear, it is very difficult to manage within that. This just shows that the U.S. hasn't quite the environment to cultivate technological innovations like other countries. Winding down on today's video, I want us to check out something that Klaus Schwab tells the World Economic Forum attended in Switzerland. He says that the future is built by us. Listen to a clip of the meeting, and he says that it needs to be clear that the future is not just happening. The future is built by us, a powerful community of everyone in the room. He says that we have some means to improve the general state of the world. However, there are two conditions that need to be met. He says that first, we all need to act as stakeholders of large communities. He says that everyone needs to serve not only their self-interests, but also the community at large. He says that this is what it means to have stakeholder responsibility. Klaus adds to that by saying if we also need to collaborate so that we can all utilize the available opportunities. He urges everyone to focus on engaging in impact-oriented initiatives if we want to make progress. Your strategy will eventually and inevitably go through a drawdown, and there's nothing you can do about it to stop it. However, you can learn how to survive it. Today, I'm going to give you actionable steps that you can use for the next time the market hit your strategy and you feel that everything is going wrong. Here, you have actionable steps to handle drawdowns. Step 1, you handle drawdowns by getting ready before they happen, not when they are happening. This is true for almost all disciplines, not just for trading. Airplanes have clear plans in case things start going wrong. Instead of figuring out the problem at the moment, pilots go to the manual book and use the template for this situation, plus the fact that they trained those situations several times in simulators. So if you want to understand what a drawdown situation looks like in your strategy, you must go into the past. And when I say this, I'm saying making a 3-week back test. You need to go as far as you can in the past to find that exact moment when your strategy stopped working as expected. How many consecutive stop losses do I have? 3, 5, 15, 20? How long does this period last until everything goes on track again? 1 month, 3 months, or is it a year? These are the kind of answers you're trying to solve. When doing a back test, you're trying to understand two things. The first one is if your strategy has an edge. And the second one is how hard you get hit when things go wrong. Step 2, work your risk management around the stats of your system. Imagine we reach the following conclusion. I have a system that executes 10 setups per month, and the worst case scenario I have found is 20 consecutive stop losses during 2 months. What I would personally assume is that 20 consecutive stop losses can be 30. So how much capital percentage should I risk on this system so I don't get knocked out if this terrible scenario happens? As always, we remind you, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. We continue to pray for the people of Ukraine, and please keep in mind, we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Tell us what you think in the comments section below, and let's have a conversation. Thanks as always for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video, and please click on that subscribe button below. Be sure to turn on notifications. That way you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next Money Side.